Cheers, everybody.
Welcome.
Welcome to another episode of Bourbon and Booze. It is Thursday, and I'm currently on an airplane coming home. I am. So this is the... Actually, we'll probably film a few more episodes just to give me some rest time, but... Today is the 7th. Hopefully you've been having a great week. Hopefully I've had a great time in the UK for the past almost 4 weeks. But let's get on with this. So make sure you do hit the like and subscribe and share the channel. It means a lot to us. Today we are looking at a rather new, and I say rather new, it's been out for a number of years, probably about 10, not 15?
15.
Maybe. It seems but in the scope of the company, it's been out for a while. And this is Gentleman Jack. I never really was a big fan of Gentleman Jack until kind of recently, and I started collecting all the Jacks, and so this is one of the last bottles I picked up for my collection. I actually have the 2 bonded that just came out, which I recently got, but I think this is the last one I bought before that. Of course, this is from the Jack Daniel's company in Lynchburg, Tennessee. It's a Tennessee whiskey, and it's probably one of their new flagships where they've had the Jack Daniel's, the Old No. 7, as their mainstay flagship since really the 1900s. Yeah, that one won the 1897 or 19 something New Orleans World's Fair, which probably 1897. Because the 93 World's Fair was in Chicago, so it's probably the 97. And Jack actually ended up winning that, and it became a international name after that. Big to do. And we've always talked about Jack Daniel's, it's probably the gateway liquor for most teenagers.
Youngsters.
Yeah, youngsters. Youngsters
of drinking age.
Yeah, we probably started drinking, at least me, in the very, very early 80s, when I was about 13. Probably in 82, I think, was when I first had Jack. You probably had it probably in the 40s, because you're what, 70?
I had it at the World Fair.
You had it at the hospital when you were born? So, yeah, this is Jack Daniel's Gentleman Jack, but now it's probably the major flagship of the company because it's what you find in every single bar now. Yeah. It is actually quite smooth. I think the first time I really had a good review of this and a flavor review of this was at the distillery, the Jack Daniel's distillery, where we sat down and did a whole bunch of Jacks, and this was one of them. And it is quite, I think this is probably one of Cody's more tolerable one. He hates Jack Daniel's. But it's a double mellow Tennessee whiskey. They actually run it through the charcoal filter twice, I believe, where all the other Jacks only go through the filter once. The filter's like 9 feet tall, and it takes 7 days to go through there or something. So this is really mellow. The proof is 40% or 80 proof. No age statement on it. I don't actually know how long it takes. Probably about 2 to 4 years in the barrel to get this color. I famously made I call it famously, it's in my brain, made a really bad error when we did the Old No. 7 review, saying that the color comes from the charcoal. No, it's completely clear when it comes out.
It goes from the charred barrels.
Yeah, it comes from charred barrels. I guess that's a myth that a lot of people think, and I fell for it. But after doing much more in-depth research on it and being at the distillery and learning the process, I realized my error. So this color makes me think it's probably about 2 to 4 years. The cost is really quite well. I think this is actually cheaper than the Old No. 7 at $24.95. So that's going to make it a 3-barrel on cost. And we have our Jack Daniel Glencairns. My wife and I got 2 while we were at the distillery, but a local bar here in Dallas area called the Standard Pour. They're not sponsoring this video at all. I wish they would. But if you're ever in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, the Standard Pour in downtown Dallas is the most excellent whiskey bar, I think, in North Texas. So they gave us a set of 6 because they didn't feel like they wanted all their Glencairns to be blank. And so they got this from the distillery rep, and it'd just been sitting on the shelf for the owner or manager, and he gave me a 6-pack of Glencairns. So,
Cool.
yep. All right, so let's go ahead and do this review. Gentleman Jack 3-barrel on cost. Smells like Jack.
Yeah.
Smells like Tennessee whiskey, and my wife commented the other day that she is getting so much better at being able to tell a Tennessee whiskey from anything else.
You can smell the alcohol.
Yeah, which I think is a trademark of Jack, and is why it's off-putting to a lot of people. Cody's going to be rinsing his Jack Daniel's palate with a really exclusive bottle of Arran Scotch. At least it's in a different glass.
I'm gonna say there's a little bit of caramel in there.
Yeah, definitely caramel, molasses, some sweetness. I would say vanilla. They actually the charcoal that it runs through is a sweet
Like an applewood.
vanilla oak, I think, or vanilla oak that they harvest on the property or around the property. A little bit of pear.
I was gonna say small hint of mint.
Okay, yeah, I can go with that. I'm going to say it's a 3 in aroma. The flavor, it is definitely much smoother and more mellow than Jack Daniel's normal, the black label, and even some of the other labels. It is kind of got a funkiness to it, which I think is why Cody doesn't care for it.
It's got a baked good kind of. Mm-hmm. Oh, the mint shows up a little more in the flavor.
I think the oak
Yes.
and kind of that vanilla molasses. It does have a funkiness to it and a slight bitterness,
It's the mintiness that I don't like about Jack.
which is funny because a lot of bourbons have that spearmint in
But
it.
this is
Different, yeah. Yeah, and that's what sets Jack apart from any other bourbon as well as any other Tennessee whiskey. I mean, if you look at Chattanooga, which is Tennessee whiskey, or the Nashville ones like Juke Joint, and what's that one that I really, really like that I'm probably not going to get a review of because I've ate it. Green. I don't know. It's in Nashville. I lost it. They're just different, and this one's is completely different.
It's got a little bit of almonds in there too.
Oh, so nutty.
A little bit.
I'll go with that. I think aroma is definitely a mild 3. I actually gave it a flavor of 3.5. I think this is a pretty decent whiskey. A little bit better than your normal 3s. However, I do understand what Cody's saying. And then I gave it a 3 on bite. You gave it a 3 straight across the board?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a very strong 3. It's a 12 points overall. I have it at 12.5, but it's a 12 points. Very strong 3. I think typically when you drink Jack Daniel's, for most people, there are 2 ways to drink it. One, you're a college student and you're doing shots and getting
Hammered.
Or 2, you have Jack and Cokes.
I think I would like to try this
Yeah.
with an ice ball or something.
Yeah, cooling would definitely make it probably a little bit better and giving that slow water.
Well, the water definitely tones down the aroma, or not the alcohol.
Almost everybody I know actually everybody I know that drinks the Gentleman Jack is with a Jack and Coke. Granted, not very many people I know actually drink Jack, but those that do that have Gentleman Jack are Jack and Coke people. It's just like the same way with Crown Royal. The people I know that drink Crown Royal, which isn't a lot, are Crown and Coke. That's just not my style.
I would do this with a highball, which is
Yeah.
Jack and 7-Up.
I would do this with almost anything. I really like this. I'm the oddball in the family because I really like Jack, and we have quite a selection. In fact, Cody and I have done a distillery spotlight on Jack. Not sure it's come out because I don't know where it fit. We did it ahead of time before I left, so check that out. It took the whole bar. I mean, we had the whole bar full of bottles.
I think for me with Jack, because I drank so much of it in my ute,
Yeah.
that I kind of like.
I remember one time you got in trouble because the kindergarten teacher got mad because you wouldn't share with the other kids.
That's right. And I got suspended also because I didn't shave that day.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I spent so much of my young partying time drinking Jack that when I finally moved on to other things, I was like, okay, I'm kind of.
Yeah, I think I moved on from Jack about the time. Yeah, about the time I was 18, I think I moved on. When I could legally start purchasing. Then it turned into tequila and vodka for a while. And then it went back to whiskeys, but it was more, I don't know, other whiskeys. A little bit of Jim Beam, but and stuff. And then when we moved to Texas and really started getting into Texas whiskeys, and then it just skyrocketed. And I have this really small collection of just 20 or 30 bottles, so I think I might run with it and get more stuff because, you know.
You don't have enough to fill your shelf.
Cody's always says I have a problem. We went
I
on.
don't think you have a drinking problem. You have a buying problem.
True. Yeah, I don't have a drinking problem, so. All right, tell us what you think about Gentleman Jack. How do you like to drink it? What's your opinion of the Jack Daniel's whole lineup? Because, like I say, you either love it or you hate it in general. I actually really like it, but I like all whiskeys. Haven't found one that I really am not going to touch except for Club Select. Is that what it was? I don't know. It was horrible. It was this giant plastic 175. What was it?
It tasted like fermented socks.
Yeah, it was horrible. It tasted like 99% neutral grain. It was horrible. So
Staff that was.
that's the only thing that we have ever encountered that doesn't fit into my ending toast. But make sure you do hit that like and subscribe. It means a lot to us. Check out Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and our merchandise. Leave comments below for us. Have a great week, and make sure you check out tomorrow's cocktail and Saturday's distillery spotlight. Maybe I'll make it Jack if I think about it. Remember, there's no bad whiskey. There's only good whiskey and great whiskey. And for 2 out of 3 of us in this room, this is pretty good whiskey.
Layers.
Bye.